Today, Kent State looks to wrap up their season, winning their second ever bowl game. And facing the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, they head into the GameAbove Sports Bowl. And for Coach Ty, there's a little bit extra on the lines. In his early part of his career as the head coach, he has not won the big game. We lost our bowl game last year in a blowout fashion. We lost the MAC championship game this year in what should have been an easy dub. And if he doesn't want to be labeled as a guy who can't win the big game, we need him to win this game today. Facing the Demon Deacons, the only comparable game you could say they've played was their season opener against Akron, and Akron took that one pretty handedly, 31-16. But overall, Wake Forest would go on to win 7 games, losing 5, but closing out with 3 straight wins. And in the ACC, they would finish about average. Our season ended up finishing pretty strong, raking in the awards. Grayson Howard took the Bednarik Award, the Nagurski Trophy, and the Dick Butkus Award. We also had a winner for the Bolitnikoff in Tank Hawkins. He was also in the running for the Maxwell Award and the Walter Camp. But we also want to win our second ever bowl game, and that means we got to get by Elijah Olkey, the redshirt freshman quarterback of the Demon Deacons. And while he has been solid at times, you could see the youth coming in with 14 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. But he's also a threat to scramble, 134 carries, 6 touchdowns. That's more than their offensive captain in Isaiah Bryant, the senior running back. He has just 2 touchdowns, 4.6 yards a carry, 728 yards. They are missing one of their other captains in Antoine Roberts, who had 9 touchdowns this year, their goal line back. Filling in his spot is another captain in Mackenzie McGill II. And all the running backs take the captain spots as the receivers are both young, sophomores, but are racking up yards, not necessarily touchdowns. They do have a pretty big weakness up front though, and that is Jaden Collins. The senior tackle has given up 12 sacks this year. He is good for 1 a game. And a potential weak spot you could say is that the safety in Rashawn Tongue leads them in tackles. That means a lot of teams are getting by the first and second level. Defensive captain Nate Johnson, the edge rushing senior, leads them in sacks. And they do force a fair few amount of interceptions themselves. They do not have a promising kicker. Caleb Carlson just 76% on the year without hitting any from 50 or beyond. So as we head back out to Ford Field, we look to revenge our MAC title game with a bowl victory as Alano has us underway. Toon will take it for the touchback. It'll be the 25 for the Demon Deacons. And today their biggest worry is going to be those third down conversions, sub 40% on the year. There will be a spread look to get them started. Pass out to the flat, has the running back on the wheel. That is Bryant with a big gain. Gill pushes him out at the 39. And for the freshman quarterback in Oakley, it's a great start. They go back to Bryant. He's got some more space. One player downfield, slowing him down in time for Gill and Howard to catch up. This was not the start Coach Ty was looking for. Bryant outside, taken down at the kneecap. Gill involved in his 3rd straight tackle, and it's a quarterback keeper. Going nowhere is Olkey. Bellender and company bring him down. It forces a 3rd and goal here. A goal line stand would be huge here for Kent State. As there is an open target. Looked like Howard was trying to backpedal off the line, but he got sucked into a block, and it left Barnes open across the middle. Wake Forest caps off a dominant first drive. Only 2 plays didn't go their way, and they'll end it up 7. We know Coach Ty is not going to be happy about that. Now, there were a lot of talks pre-fumbling of the MAC championship game of a potential upgrade in conference. Facing an ACC opponent today will be a good gauge of where this team is at, as Kelsey has space for the first. And we had a pretty solid game in that MAC title, but definitely slowed down in the second half. He dealt with some injuries. Looking healthy to start this one as Harris has no space down the middle. Of course, he had a great MAC title game as well, over 100 yards rushing. They just were not able to close that game out. Taylor with space outside as he goes on the drag. About a gain of 22 before he's finally taken down. He's been a great addition to this offense. Was rather lackluster at the tight end spot in the first half of the season. At the 47-plus side, offense, triple option, flipping it outside. Harris taken down for a massive loss. Malik Hartford read that the whole way. And with a long down and distance, they go RPO. Good block downfield, Tank Hawkins. He picks up two. Ivan Carrion to the end zone. Kent State answers the drive of Wake Forest. And in the GameAbove Sports Bowl, we are tied up after one drive apiece, 7-7. Give a shout out to Tank Hawkins there, picking up two blocks to set Carrion free. And after how that MAC title game went, you need everyone to play every single down, and that is what we saw. We just need to see it from the defense. A good tackle there, Cordoba. Still goes as a good gain, picking up 5 on first down. Leaves 2nd and 5 as they go back to the running back, Bryant. This time, no gain. Ball and Harris combine for the stop, leaving them at the 21, as it will be a pass here. And throwing too tall for Melvin. Incomplete and a punt. That's definitely some of the inconsistency we've seen from Olkey throughout the season. We take over at the 49. Triple option. And pitching this one, it's to Tank Hawkins. Cannot find the edge. We're not playing a MAC opponent today, and only the Bulls were really able to stop our speedy receiver. Triple option again. This time it's out to Harris. Good block again downfield by Hawkins, and Harris ensures the first down. It looked to be a semi-awkward hit. He'll take his breather as Martin checks into the game here. The 1st and 10, it's play action. Rolling, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's picked off. Wake Forest. Their corner DB in general drifted back. They were looking for Tank Hawkins in the back of the end zone. Great camera work here, crew. We don't need a review. Well, I guess we'll just have to do it ourselves. Tank Hawkins with plenty of speed started to break open towards the back. But I don't think Kelsey, considered Webb drifting back, would be able to get into that passing window. And that's an NFL pick. And a great opportunity to take the lead is squandered with a great play from the Demon Deacon defense. And Brian again with more space down the middle. He's got 9. Now that is something we have seen from this Kent State defensive line. The interior primarily built to rush the passer, not necessarily stop the run, as Gill unable to stop the first down. We've not seen him play his best. The last couple games he gets clotheslined as Cordoba with a massive tackle. That one could have been a potential touchdown if he was able to get by. Instead, 2nd and 1. With RPO to the flat, Cordoba back again with a tackle. He's racking them up. Unfortunately, Wake Forest racking up first downs, not even needing those 3rd down conversions as Olkey slides down. And that sends us to the break. Right now, Wake Forest has shown they could do whatever they want on offense. We almost had the chance at the go-ahead score, but missed out with a great play coming in by Ladarius Webb with the interception in the end zone, keeping this game tied, 7 apiece. With 3 quarters to go here for the rest of the season, we expect our guys step up as the tight end leaks out on the RPO. What a design on that setup for Parker. It's Wake Forest down inside the 35. Olkey has had plenty of open targets today as he'll look to go to the air again. Parker drops it. Gill must have bit the ankle or something as he skied up to try to bring that one down. 2nd and 10. Facing the blitz, and there's a rally in the backfield. We need to see more of those, especially with our highly touted linebacker in Howard. Bringing in all those awards. Perhaps might be a drafted guy for us in this next offseason. Only time will tell. as that's going to be a shot towards the end zone. Rollison tips it away. Will not be a pick for a pick. Sending out Carlson, and that's going to help out the career percentage. He sneaks that one by the left upright, and good. That was one of his longer field goals of the season. We start at the 24, now down by 3, needing to answer here, and Kelsey will take it as he weaves back towards the middle. Safety comes over and Webb to help clean up the play, but a big gain for Kent State to get us started. All right, now the biggest problem for us on defense is Webb, and actually make that a correction. He is their number one corner on the outside, so he's really trailing back to help make plays, as Harris has not been able to get going. About one good run from him. But expect us to keep going his way because we know how impactful he can be as he jukes by 2, as now Ivan Carrion shaken up on the 1-yard gain. Facing a 3rd and 7 here, not the optimal time for him to exit. So instead we'll have 2 receivers. Hassman steps in right-hand side. We bring out the tight ends as well. They look to set up a pass here. Kelsey will just take it right down center field, weaving to the left and taking the contact down at the 25. Those kind of hits are probably why he struggled to finish last game, but honestly, we have to take it in this one. Down at the 24, they officially mark it, with Kelsey barking out a lot of calls out there, trying to sort out this defense. 3 hands down in the backfield. They go with some play action. Pressure builds, he rolls, he throws. He finds Gaines for a short gain of 4. Now we do have good news for Kent State fans. Ivan Carrion is on the sideline with his helmet on, so expectations are he is back in this game at some point. As it stands now after the short run, it's 3rd and 5. Hassman still out their right side. Kelsey will look to throw to Hassman with the first down. A great job for him filling in. Had a couple good grabs last week. He's in motion here. As they do go RPO, it's out to Hassman. They scored on this play earlier, and he is inside the pylon. Ivan Carrion took it first. He had to exit the game. Hassman takes it the second time, and it is 2 touchdowns on the same play call for the Golden Flash. And if we're not going to be able to get the running game going there with Harris, might as well use him to open up some other players. Now we just got to hold on to this lead. Demon Deacons, though, starting off strong with a big strike to midfield. Barnes just got by Howard there in coverage, and Olkey put it on him. RPO backside, breaking 1 tackle and taking a couple more hits. Nearly finding the first down, but comes up about 1.5 yards short. Defense looks to be changing up their look here, as it's going to be a run outside. Bryant met by Gill. Already 5 tackles for the safety. And a 3rd and 3 on the outskirts of field goal range here. Here comes Tellender, forcing the roll into Howard. I don't know if that one counts as a sack, but it will count as a punt forced. Oilers taking the field just inside the 2-minute warning. We have 1:58, but a long field in front of us. The throw across the middle, that's going to be Rogers. First down to about the 25. Offense will look to go hurry up from there. They have 3 timeouts when they do need to use them. Coach Ty pretty conservative when it comes to using those timeouts. With a throw outside, that's Hassman. A terrific job from him filling in. Now we still do not see Ivan Carrion out there. Word is it's cramps, and if he's still out, might be pretty severe cramps. Harris not able to keep the spread. Instead, he plays rather tight there to Kelsey, and I think they actually lost some on that gain with the pitch. Rolling to the right-hand side here. Jump ball tipped away from Hawkins. That leaves Kent State with a 3rd and 7 here. Hard count nearly gets a player to jump over on the left side of that defensive side. A rolling. This time he's got Hawkins with plenty of space, but he has to go up to bring it down. That kind of takes away the yak, as they do look to go back to the air here underneath. Hassman picking up yet another grab in this one. He has been all over the place since getting his number called. See how big of an impact he can have on the rest of this game. As we move inside, 45 seconds to go here. They try to set up the screen. It does open up a little bit there late, but the DT makes the play. With a 3rd and 3. Kelsey needs another conversion here. Tries the hard count to no avail. Again, across the middle, that's going to be caught. Harris, he's been the return man. This time it looked like the offense needed a bit of a breather. So he steps in, makes the first down catch. Still have not called one of those timeouts. They got about 17 seconds to work with here. And not able to get that one out. We saw what looked to be a pump fake. I guess he decided to clutch it. And Kent State will use their timeout there. Keeping with the 2 spread, 12 seconds to work with now. Kelsey will step up, picking up at least some. That'll be a gain of about 5, leaving 7 seconds to work with here. They're inside field goal range. Gonna take a shot towards the end zone. But the left tackle forgot to block. Coach Ty calls the final timeout. It sends out Olano. And that will be at least a touchdown lead as we head into halftime. Now, this is an interesting situation where you have Wake Forest unranked but a Power 4 team. Meanwhile, Kent State is ranked, but they are a group of 6 teams, so hard to tell exactly who the favored team is, but we have a pretty close battle between these two. Passing yards, though, with that last drive, very much do favor Kent State. Everything else is pretty even between the two, and they'll have 2 more quarters to decide the winner of the GameAbove Sports Bowl. And this time, Coach Ty needs the complete performance, as it is our ball as we start the second half. Carrion is back out on that field. And it doesn't look like Kelsey likes things. He's going to make a play call change with that clock running down. And a whole lot of pre-snap movement. Looked like Taylor jumped. There wasn't even a hard count in play there. Situations like that kind of make you wonder if, one, it's just too loud out there, Taylor didn't hear, or perhaps the defense is using calls that sound like a snap count. But it's Harris on the screen. He's going to pick up the lost yardage plus a little extra. Makes it 2nd and 5 instead of the 1st and 15. Bunch right hand side. Underneath, and just getting that one by the defensive lineman who jumped up. Tank Hawkins, he converts the first down. Barely. At the 36-yard line, it's triple option. It's back to Harris. He's got some space outside. Unable to slip by the safety as Jeff Mahoney, starting center here for Kent State, currently down on the field. Now, he was one of several players last year who did regularly see time off the field. He's been pretty healthy this year. But a 2nd and 4. That one's pitched backwards as he tried to find Tank Hawkins. He has to go back and scoop it up, but it's now 3rd and 19. That really has Kent State in the hole. No early jump, nearly had the movement. Soft window is just overthrown for Rogers. It's a 2nd interception on the day for Kelsey, and Mahoney, who came back in for that play, is once again down on the field. You can almost count that as an arm punt with a 3rd and 19. With a great return as the Demon Deacons at the 32-yard line. As they look to flood one side, couple stop routes underneath, and getting the catch upended. Melvin ended up paying for that one. Howard just a step behind from breaking it up. There's a gain of 7 as they go quick to it outside. Maybe 1. Kent State looking for a quick answer off that interception. Force a field goal here. 3rd and 2 for Wake Forest. As they go RPO, it's open backside. Stockstill will catch up, but down at the 7. The Deacons in prime position here to tie this game in the 3rd quarter. As they go with a handoff, Gill with the bad angle. It is Bryant with the game-tying touchdown, coming off the interception and completes the momentum swing. Right now it is all Wake Forest for that momentum. As they go shovel pass forward, Harris still no space. Coach Ty trying to bring out a new play there, and it just doesn't work. Now we do see Carrion back off the field. Hassman is in for him. So a lot of injuries to deal with here for Kent State as Kelsey is bottled up. Their defensive captain with the sack. And another 3rd and long here for the Golden Flashes. They tried that hard count, but still not getting anyone to jump. And Kelsey just lets this one rip downfield for Hawkins, but it's underthrown, at least not an interception. Barksdale ends 2 straight drives. It's back over to Wake Forest here at the 37 as they look to go to the air. And that's going to be close. They do mark it first. 3 catches today for Barnes, 47 yards and a touchdown. As this game 17-17, Deacons, though, trying to get back in front. Upended. Howard meets Bryant in the gap, though he's averaging 7.4 yards a carry. Had that tying touchdown last time. He breaks a tackle, and he's got another first down here for Wake Forest. We talked earlier about this being a great opportunity to see how Kent State stacks up against higher level competition. Right now, they've got open space. Gill having to flip those hips to take a better angle, and he barely just gets him out of bounds. As now Mason Maddox hitting the deck, looks to be holding at that ankle. And hate to see the senior have to leave this game, but for now, Meredith checks in next to Fall with an empty set, and they attack the DT spot. And walking in untouched goes Olkey. Wake Forest back in front here. Kent State has got to make some big plays to gain that momentum back. I think the biggest thing for them right now is to just stay on schedule. They have not done that the last 2 drives, and it has not ended well for them. As Kelsey does find a gap to leak through, he finds a gain of 4. Not every play has to be the big hitter. You just need that consistency, and that's a good way to start the drive. The 2nd and 6, they go with some play action. Rolling out to the right-hand side here. A little pump fake action, and Kelsey will just take it. Turning up the sideline and dipping out with a little extra shove there at the 50. Terrific job there, just keeping that play alive as it never quite opened up, I think, like he was hoping it would. And again, pressure builds, and another sack comes in. 4 on the day for Wake Forest. And again, behind the chains, but this time we do get a player to jump. Kelsey with the voice will regain the loss on the sack. And with that, we could just call first down an incomplete pass and move on from there with a 2nd and 10. Weak eye here. Kelsey flips, but they are sitting on it. Harris with a great play, but struggles to get by Johnson. Perhaps a little bit more acceleration, and we would have had something there. The 3rd and 6, another hard count, this time not paying off for Kelsey. Short motion Tank Hawkins, and he rifles that one in and out of the hands of his tight end. As Redwood is shaken up here, the DT for Wake Forest. Now, it does give Coach Ty some time to come up with a plan, and it seems that plan is to go for it here. 4th and 6, and will be a free play. As they go back to Taylor, it's broken up. Good news, they'll have the free 5 and another chance with about a 4th and 1. We'll see if they could get the job done this time as they keep the offense out there. 3 hands down in the backfield. And it's Bailey stacked up in the backfield. The guards did not block Kyrie Hendricks. Wake Forest takes over at the 43-yard line. They need their defense to come through this time. The trips look now to the right-hand side. Empty backfield. Olkey will throw downfield. It's broken up Harris. A great job there breaking on that route. Only we got the turnover. That would really help swing things. RPO, Cordoba trails back to Parker to bring him down. And we'll have a 3rd and 3 to start the 4th quarter. 24-17 Wake Forest on top thanks to that interception. Turned into a touchdown. Still these teams on paper, very, very similar. Both sides are going to have to make their big plays to see this one through. And it's a big play for both sides to start the 4th. 3rd and 3. Wake Forest goes to the air. Open is Parker. Gill has to bring him down at the 15. Play 1 of the 4th goes to the Demon Deacons. Now they just want to find that end zone, double their advantage here. And with a strong run from Parker, they'll have a goal-to-go situation. Kent State just unable to hang with all the different misdirection, but there we go, Jalen Thompson. First time we got to call his name here today. And pressure builds, scrambling, Olkey given the touchdown. I don't know if he got there. Of course, all touchdowns are reviewed to confirm, but they say the ball crosses the plane, and Wake Forest opens up a 2-score lead here in the 4th. And with the booth giving the thumbs up, the touchdown counts. 31-17, Kent State has got to find an answer, and they got to find it quickly here. As they go with the RPO, it's to Tank Hawkins, puts on the spin, does not get necessarily a block there. But Redwood is down again here for Wake Forest. He did have to leave this game on that previous drive. Might be an area to attack here for Kent State. The 1st and 10 of the 38. Now Hassman goes in motion, and they swing it out his way as well. Able to get by 6. He has been a problem for us in Tongue. His sideline-to-sideline speed has ended many plays, but that's why he does lead them in tackles. Kelsey takes this one for the first down. Great start to this drive. We just got to make sure we end in the end zone here, and our defense has got to step up, give us a stop. Play action, and just getting rid of that one is Kelsey. Nate Johnson unfazed by the play action. The throw underneath, that'll be Hawkins picking up about half the yardage needed. It still leaves us with about a 3rd and medium here at the 30. With a hard count, this will be the free play. And it will be Kelsey taking it close to the first down marker. Gonna have to see where the refs spot that. And coach will actually decline that one as it does move him a little bit closer. 24 versus the 25. First down either way. As Kelsey again steps up in that pocket, he had a receiver to throw to, but instead he scrambles this one down to the 6. Webb, the last line of defense there, does secure the tackle. The 1st and goal here, 2 spread either side. Kelsey again looks to step up here, taking down Johnson. Might have been about a gain of a yard and a half there. Sets up 2nd and goal. The motion again over from that right-hand side. They do swing it out that way. Rogers not able to break the tackle of Webb. Facing now 3rd and goal. You're at the 6. You gotta find the end zone here with time running inside 4 minutes. They set up the screen. Blockers in front. Harris will go untouched. That's 1 of 2 needed here late. But in between, you need a defensive stop. Offense does their part. Defense, with just about 3:50 to play here, we need you to. And now would be a great time to finally force a turnover. We have not forced one in this game. They will start with a pass. And flooding the middle is gonna be Meredith, stepping in for the injured Mason Maddox. We pick up one of our few plays in the backfield. 2nd sack of the game. Now we just gotta do that. 2 more plays and get off the field here. As they do go RPO, it's quick outside. Quick tackle comes in Gill. With a 3rd and now 13. You got to make 1 more play here. Wake Forest is draining that clock. They snap it with about 3 seconds on the play clock. And they will look downfield. Rollison gives up the catch. It was 1-on-1. And that should have been, at the minimum, a broken up pass. Instead, it sends us through the 2-minute break. Plus side here, Wake Forest. Good news is their kicker has not been all too promising this year. As they do go with a pass play here. Bailing backwards, still finding some space. Fall does not get there. The clock does drain, and we force the throwaway. As they come out, empty set here. They're going full gas here. They're not trying to just run some clock. As that passes out, the guy who got the 1-on-1 in Meredith. Now you got a 3rd and 6. Now Coach Ty not calling any timeouts here, letting that clock run, trying to save them for the offense. An empty set here. Wake Forest look to throw. Open target. Now you got to start calling them as they are inside field goal range. We needed the defense to come through, and so far they have not. There's still time to work with, though. They might have to start trying to rip that ball free. Big hit in the backfield, loss of 3. Timeout is called, Coach Ty. Kent State has 1 more to play with here in a 2nd and 13. As they'll come out with a shotgun look here. Facing the blitz. Olkey taken down by Thompson. And they'll call their final timeout there. Now, surprisingly here, Wake Forest is coming out in what looks to be a kneel-down situation. They will still have to punt this ball. There should be some time remaining. But with an absolutely beautiful punt, We've got 15 seconds to go 98 yards. No timeouts. And they'll let this one rip downfield for Tank Hawkins, but it's picked off. That will be the ball game as they will tack on a touchdown. A pick six comes in for Braylon Johnson. And we will not have Kent State's second ever bowl game win. And yet again, Coach Ty is unable to win the big game. Kelsey tries to go to his deep threat, and the pass just comes up short. But Kent State doesn't quit. With 4 seconds to go, Tank Hawkins wide open this time, and the pass is on the money. We will hit the touchdown to end this game, just 7 points behind. It's something for the road, but the road was not to where we were wanting it to go. At the end of a great regular season, we walk away completely empty-handed. We lose the MAC championship game. We lose the bowl game. And perhaps we're about to lose a whole lot of players as well. But one thing we can hang our hat on as we have set a new record here for Kent State. Mason Kelsey with the single season passing record. But ultimately, this end of the season leaves a very sour taste in our mouth. But we won some awards. We set a record with Kelsey with 3,246 passing yards. But we still have a long way to go here in this series. And I've mentioned it in the last game. I'll mention it here as well. In terms of story arc, I think it's great. But ultimately, individually, these are games that I think we could have won. 1 or 2 plays go our way in that MAC title game, and we're walking away probably with that 49-42 win instead of the Bulls. And then again, if 1 or 2 more plays go our way, probably more specifically on defense, we might be the ones walking away with a 38-31 win in the bowl game. And if we did happen to win that MAC title game, we might have found ourselves into the playoffs. So this season could have went a whole lot differently than how it ended up. But for Coach Ty, that keeps him hungry because it was not our best season. We have not won a bowl game since 2019, and that was the first ever for Kent State. So there is still a lot of building that this team needs to do, and taking it all the way to the playoffs in season 2, probably not realistic. We want realism, and we came very close to perhaps breaking that. But I think the dominance of this season in the regular season really comes down to a great transfer class. We will have some of them back, we hope. Just taking a look at some of the juniors who might look to return. Colin Gill, we're looking great. Play style for him is an A+. Elijah Fall, also a play style guy. He's at an A+. Mason Kelsey, he wanted playing time, and right now he has it all. My only worry with a guy like Kelsey is the fact that he's not going to progress much at all. His accuracies are capped, and at times his accuracies were a problem. But the power could increase. And today, we had 2, maybe 3 deep balls to Tank Hawkins that with a slightly higher throw power gets over that last defender. And we're looking at potentially 21 points scored that way that we did not have in this game. So that might be key for Kelsey moving forward. We'll sort out all these different roster changes, moves, everything we decide to do, everything Coach Ty decides to do to get this team in the spot where we do win those big games next time. So make sure, if you have not already, hit that bell icon in the bottom right corner or scroll down, hit the sub button, tap that bell icon to be notified of when these videos go live. And if you haven't done so yet, hit the hype button as well. That just helps out these smaller channels and gets people viewing Kent State, and with higher viewership, Kent State might just be able to bring in some bigger recruits, which we'll look to do in the off season. Leave the boys a like as well to try to boost their morale after 2 really bad losses. Bad in terms of not getting blown out, but bad in terms of being so close, yet coming up empty-handed. We'll have a live stream on Thursday for the Giants series and a live stream on Friday here for Kent State to get both series ready for their next season. And hopefully, for Kent State at least, it goes a little bit better.